Hi everybody, it's me, Teresa Perrin. I only have a couple of minutes because I am waiting on the water restoration people to show up. I've been on a wait list since Saturday. Quite lovely. But anyways, let's talk about Squeezapalooza because I believe it's about to get underway. And guys, I don't know if this is going to be like a slow, drawn out squeeze or if this is going to be like a massive run like you saw previously in AMC and GME. There's nobody that can really predict that, but I am going to show you the charts. And when you think it's done, stay to the end because if you haven't seen Carvana, Apron, and BBBY, I also added in BB because I'll tell you a story in just a second, but I decided to add those ones at the end of this just to take a look to see what was happening. I also added in some pot stocks. So make sure you hear those or you haven't gone to the complete end yet and you're going to miss out. But anyways, please smash that like button for me. I greatly appreciate it. Nothing I say is financial advice. Always do your own DD. Again, a move to the downside could completely invalidate all of this. However, things are looking very bullish. And let me tell you where my Squeezapalooza thesis came from. You may have seen me write this on Twitter, but if you haven't, let me explain it to you. So I noticed that BlackBerry had some dark pool buying, like large numbers, which is not normal for BlackBerry. And I said, what would cause that? Now, when I think about BlackBerry, I correlate that primarily to AMC, GME, and a list of about, I don't know, there was at least 18 at the time. I think there may have even been like 40 stocks that were moving at the same time. But BlackBerry was one of those. So it got me thinking, do these charts have a similar pattern? And I'm going to show you tonight that they do indeed. And I had looked at this a while ago, but back in January when I saw this and noticed it as well and said, I wonder, and started thinking now's the time to get into some options for AMC, GME, and BlackBerry because I saw the writing on the wall that these should be moving to the upside. Now, guys, there's no guarantees clearly, and options are high risk. You're going to play it your way. I'm going to play it my way, but I think that we are about to see a breakout coming in all of the names above and probably several more. So I'm going to show you the charts and how they all have a similar trend going on. And it's quite interesting to say the least. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it in the comments below. I'm sorry, but got a jet. I have a lot to get done, unfortunately, that I didn't ask for. Anyways, have a great night and thanks for watching. Okay, so let's start with AMC. If you're looking at this chart up top, you can see that the green and the blue, the green is the 13, the blue line is the 20, are both crossing above the 48 SMA. This is very bullish, and also we are resting right at VWAP, guys. Ultimately, I believe that this has been coiling, as you can see, for about 2 weeks now to make this move. So I believe we start moving higher towards the red crossover, which is the 200-day moving average. If you look at the next level down, not the green and red bars, that's just volume, but look at the wave, the blue wave in the middle, and you can see that the red and green lines are both crossing above, bullish, and the fact that the RSI has cooled down and is now right around, can't tell, I think that says 52 point something. Sorry, I am blind and I am not close to my screen at the second. But guys, I believe that this is very, very bullish for AMC. And the strange thing is that GME looks very similar. Let's take a look. Okay, looking at GME's chart. Again, you have the green and the blue, 13 and 20 moving average, and the 48 all coiled up nice and tight with the 13 and the 20 about to cross above it. Guys, that is very bullish. Again, this has been making its move now for the past week or so. You can also go to the next line down. Well, look at the volume. You can see clearly that volume's been less than normal. In fact, it's gone down quite a bit, starting to pick up maybe slightly compared to somewhere around this middle where it just consolidated. but guys, that's very bullish. And then look at the blue wave again. You see that our green and red lines are crossing over. This is the MACD, crossing over the blue wave, bullish. And once again, the RSI has cooled down, and guys, it is just under 50. This is in a prime zone for a breakout. I do believe we are going to see AMC and GME both break out tomorrow. Now, out of curiosity, I just want to take a look at BlackBerry, since that's where I formed my thesis from, and this is the first time looking. Once again, guys, a very, very similar pattern. Look at this. Our 13 and our 20 just crossed above the 48 SMA, resting on VWAP. The blue wave, you see the red and the green have just crossed over, and once again, our RSI, it's at 57. I don't think it's an accident that all three of these are together. Let's just take Express. That's another one that went off during that time. I just want to see if it's the same, because if so, it's going to make my thesis even stronger. Oh my goodness. All right, guys. Yeah, I'm liking what I see here. Check it out. You got the 13 just crossed above the 20, and they're both just crossing above that 48 as well. Looking for that to, again, curl up, start to make its way towards the 200. Also resting right around VWAP. And once again, look at the MACD. You see that the red and green have curled up now and crossed above. This is very bullish again. And our RSI is at 57. I don't think it's a mistake that these are coiling the way that they are, guys. I'd like to say that I think you're going to see some pretty significant moves coming as early as tomorrow. And who knows, maybe the meme stock rally will have a round two a little over 2 years later. Wouldn't that be quite interesting if all the same stocks moved again? I don't know. Something seems to be cooking here, though. And, guys, the way I formed my thesis, like I said earlier, was based on BlackBerry and seeing that dark pool print at the end of January. It made me think that something significant was coming, and I truly stand by that. I think we're about to see some nice moves. I think it definitely helps that we had good earnings today in the after hours with Disney, Robinhood, and there was another one that's just absolutely running, APP. And guys, I think that's going to help the SPY move to the upside. I am looking for a nice bullish trend to start in these memes back up. And hopefully we get a pretty big breakout. I would love to see another squeeze play. Don't know if that's going to happen, but time will tell. I think we're going to make some nice moves, though. Thanks for watching, and have a great rest of your night. All right, just out of curiosity, I had to pull up Apron because, honestly, I cannot believe that this is actually having the same exact pattern as well. You see the 13 and 20 have crossed above the 48. It's resting on VWAP. MACD, again, both the green and red are curling up above the blue wave, and our RSI is resting at about 68. Guys, this is another one that's just following this trend here. Let's just take a look at Carvana. And then we'll look at Bed Bath & Beyond too, even though it had that lovely fall. Look at Carvana. Guys, it's the same thing, except the RSI is a little bit on the overbought side. It's at 73, but it still has room to go. Obviously, it's cooled off some from, I'm sorry, it's at 73. It's cooled off some from 80 where it hit. It could actually move right along here. Volume has been higher in Carvana because I know that Goldman Sachs had a recent 8.3% stake they took in it. Interesting. I do want to see if BBBY is showing the same thing. And I wonder if that had anything to do with the others pulling back. Because look at that trend here. Actually, interesting. It's still actually looking good. Let me just do something. I'm going to make it so I can expand this a little bit to see if it's crossed under. Let's see that purple line. No, our 13 and our 20-day moving averages are still above the 48, and we're resting right on VWAP. We closed slightly below it today, but look at that candle. It's still on VWAP, and we crossed above the blue wave still, and we're still trending above it, and our RSI has cooled off to 48. Don't be surprised if BBBY makes another run. I told you guys when they announced that news that for long-term holders of BBBY that are truly invested in it, the move is actually good because it means that bankruptcy was not going to be imminently on the table. Yes, the share count is going to be significantly higher, but if those companies are buying, I think it was Hudson Bay or B. Riley or both of them that were involved in that, which, nothing good can come of that. But long term, I wouldn't, if you're not in this play, I wouldn't be holding this for a long term. I'd be riding it for a wave and potential run. But guys, there's nothing wrong with selling when you're up and buying back in, because we all know that they will take it as soon as they give it. So this is not one I'd be holding overnight at this point with everything else going on. But honestly, it looks like it may have another run coming in it. I just want to see what this does. If this crosses under, then it's going to continue going down. But if it stays above and we see it start to curl back to the upside tomorrow, things could get really interesting here. Unbelievable that even with all that happened with this one, it's still trading where it is. I actually think that the news overall, even though retail clearly poured out of it, I think the news overall is good for the stock and actually creates a thesis for shorts to exit the play, at least temporarily. Why hold on if you know you're not at imminent risk of bankruptcy? I don't know, just my thoughts on it. Maybe now that it's down to this level again, they'll gracefully exit because they know what's coming, especially if they're looking at these other meme plays. All right, just wanted to add this to it because I was curious. So a lot of these beat up names could be taken off. You know what? While we're at it, let's just take a look at like Tilray, because I feel like the pot stocks are about to go on a tear too. All right, Tilray, no, still looking ugly right now. Doesn't mean that that can't change, but right now we still have the 13 and the 20 trading under the 48 and the 200. I'd like to see them get closer and cross up over. I mean, if I put them together, could it be getting close? I mean, it is starting to cross above the blue wave, so maybe it's possible it starts at a similar time. I don't know. I'd like to see the RSI start to curl up and get above 50. Let me just see if I put this out to the 1 year and it's actually, look at how tight it looks here. Sometimes when you blow it up, it leaves more space than what's truly there. Interesting. And it's just starting to cross over that blue wave. Guys, if you start to see the RSI moving up, and I think maybe a green day or two could actually move this into the play. We're at it. Let me just look at another pot stock name like ACB. Comes to mind. Interesting. They're all kind of making that same move. Keep an eye on the pot stocks too. Add them to your radar. All right, guys, that's it for tonight. Thank you.